Just like a physical from the doctor reveals steps you should take to improve your health, a financial checkup will help you figure out how you can improve your finances. And sometimes that can be a pretty frightening thing. But checking your credit report is one way to decide really what needs improvement. We have with us again today our financial expert, Jennifer Hein with the Wisconsin Bankers Association. She has some advice on how to stay financially healthy and most importantly, how to dispute an error that you might find on your credit report. And I would say most likely we all have them.
Absolutely. You know, the thing that if you're not that familiar with a credit report, you have to realize that this is your financial credit history. This has all your information. This has any time that you applied for a loan, it has all your credit card information. Anytime you filed for a mortgage, your loans, everything is right there in that document. So it's so important to protect it.
Well, and a lot of people tend to shy away from looking at their finances, but it is important. So you say it contains whether or not you have missed payments, been late on them, your current and previous addresses, your Social Security, any credit card accounts, credit balances that you might have, any loans or mortgages, also the number of times you just said you've applied for credit. Right. What's most important to point out to consumers
when you're looking at your credit report? Just make sure that all that information is accurate. Because it doesn't take long for a cyber thief to get access to your information. And if you, by checking your credit report at least once a year.
Okay, so you say annually you should be doing this. Okay. Inaccuracies, why is it important? They affect your credit score? Is that really?
When it does come time for you to get a loan, if somebody has taken access of your identity, that will affect your credit score when it comes to getting a loan.
Okay. You want to make sure it's 100% accurate. And again, you can get a free annual credit report from each bureau once a year.
Correct.
Okay.
It's very important to do that.
If you find an error on your report, here's our next graphic. What can be disputed?
What can be disputed is if you do have proof that any of your payments were actually on time, but they are documented as being late, you can fight that.
Accounts that aren't yours.
Right. And also if there's any inaccurate creditors that have pulled your file that you didn't even realize it. So that's very important to make sure you look at that list of who actually pulled your report.
Inaccurate balances and also just bankruptcies now?
Yes.
More common, but they remain on your credit report for how long?
For 10 years they will be on there, but you just have to make sure that all that information is accurate and correct because it affects your credit score in the long run.
And even with a bankruptcy you can rebuild.
Right. Okay. Absolutely.
We're seeing a lot of that right now. How to dispute an error? Best way to go about that, Jen?
The best way is you can either file it in the mail or by online. You can access the different credit bureaus and file it that way. But make sure that you keep a paper trail and you make sure that you document the dates that you sent it, what you're disputing, just so then you have that to look back at and to stay on top of it.
Okay, all right. Important reminders. I know it's not something a lot of folks tend to go after and just get done,
right.
But important to do.
Absolutely.
Thanks so much for coming in. Great to see you again. And we'll see you in a couple of weeks. Final check on traffic and your forecast when we come back.